What's up, guys? Roland here. This week on 3D NerdStop, we're going to revisit our candy dish. In fact, we're going to blow it up and turn it into a candy bowl. Alright guys, here we go. Here's our model. Now I've already brought it into the application and blown it up. Now I did have to try and print this twice, as I told you last week. The first time it failed on me, so we'll go over the settings I did the first time, and then we'll go over the modifications and what I did the second time. But as you can see here, here's the model. I did multiply it by 2, so I increased the size from 100% to 200%. So it's made the model twice as large. It's actually more than twice as large. It's actually rather big. It's really nice. As you can see, I did the standard settings we always have, where I did a 0.2 layer height, a shell thickness of 1.2, a top and bottom thickness of 1.2, a fill density of 20%, print speed of 60, print temperature at 210, and bed temperature at 50. I did do support material everywhere on this model, and then I saved it off to the SD card. Now I'm about to show you here that the model was printing along beautifully. It was printing really nice, and then all of a sudden, right about here, bam, it just stopped. As you can see, it stopped. The hot end is still hot. Nothing is moving. Nothing is changing. It just stopped. Now, there's only a couple of reasons why I can think of that the printer would have done this. Now, I'm sure other people have other theories. I did go through and compare the G-code on this one and the G-code on the one that I did that was successful, and I'll show you that in a minute. I compared the G-code side by side, other than the little bit of differences I did in how I set the model up in the application. I didn't see any difference in the G-code. The G-codes are basically identical. There was no gaps. There was not a bad line in it. It didn't seem to be missing a line anywhere. So my suspicion is this was not a G-code glitch. My suspicion is this was a printer glitch. Now, there's a couple of reasons why a printer normally will stop. There are a lot of reasons why a printer will stop, but the most common ones is that it overheats. I do not believe this was the situation. My house interior temperature was only about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. This happened in the middle of the night, so there wasn't sunlight hitting it and heating it up. Yes, it had been running for about 25 hours at this point when it failed. But I've had other prints that I've run well over 30 hours and never had a problem with them before. So there's plenty of airflow around the printer and underneath the printer and everything. So I don't think that was the cause. I do believe the cause was the smart LCD display. I have noticed every once in a while the smart LD display will hiccup. Now I haven't ever had it do it during a print, but I have had it do it when I'm setting up the printer. Sometimes it'll glitch, it'll go blank, it won't read correctly, it looks funny, it won't preheat the printer, it does a bunch of weird things. I have to cycle the printer on and off to get it to work fine. But usually during a print, I've never had a problem with it. So my suspicion is, for the first time, I've had a problem with it. And I've been using it for months. I'm not that worried about it. It was probably not something that's going to happen all the time. So what I did do is, we'll switch over here, is I made a slight change when I decided to print it the second time. Now I only saved a little over an hour worth of print time doing this. The only thing I really changed was I did do the print speed at 70 instead of 60. Now you do lose a little bit of quality in the model doing this, but I figured at this size model I'm not going to lose enough to make it worth worrying about it. Otherwise, everything else was the same. 0.2 layer height, shell thickness of 1.2, top and bottom of 1.2, fill density of 20%. I did increase the print speed to 70. The print temperature was 210 and the bed temperature was 50. I did do support material everywhere, so that's the same as what we did on the other model, other than I increased the speed by 10 millimeters a second. So it saved us about an hour in print time. Now, the other thing I did before I saved this off to the SD card was I came over here and I told it to generate all the layers, which I did not do on the original one, just in case there was something wrong that I'm not aware of inside the G code that caused the problem. So this pre-writes all that G code. Instead of it writing it when I click save, it's already pre-written now because it had to map it all out. So it already wrote all the G code in order to do this. And I went through here and looked to make sure nothing stood out, so I could see all the layers and how it was going to print them, and just made sure there wasn't any layer that looked like it was going to be a problem, especially right around here. Oops, not quite that high. Right about there-ish. Somewhere in here. Because this is about where it failed. And I don't see anything in this area that concerns me. So I was like, okay. So I saved it off to the SD card. So let's show that printing now. So I've got it on the SD card. They will get the printer heated up and get her printing. Alright guys, here you go. Here's the good one. Now, I've only done a little bit of clean on this. I've only removed most of the support material. I haven't gotten all of it yet. There's still a little inside I haven't gotten. But I got most of it, cleaned it up a little bit. I'm not going to do the eyeballs for this one. I think it looks a little scarier, a little cooler without the eyeballs, just having the eye sockets. And as you can see, it came out nice. It's got decent detail to it. Now, if you do remember, we did speed this print up a little bit, so it's got a little bit more layering texture to it, just a hair more because we printed it faster. But then again, that gets into the whole, speed versus quality thing, where the faster you print it, the less quality you're going to get. The slower you print it, the better quality you're going to get. Of course, and again, the smaller the layers you get, the better quality you're going to get, and everything. But she looks pretty good, as you can see. The teeth look nice. I mean, the guy did a great job on this model, the original maker of the model. He did a really nice job. As you can see, it has a pretty good sized cavity for candy. That's my hand in it, which is pretty good size. It's bigger than my hand. So it makes for a nice little candy bowl. Next Halloween, I'll have lots of fun having this. Have the kids stick their hands in the head to get their own candy. Alright guys, there it is. Thank y'all for watching. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. Please leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, have a great day.